Hi, welcome to my channel, The Book Nerd. I know it's been a really long time since I filmed a video, and a lot has happened since then, but I kind of started this video in the heart of the pandemic when we were all in lockdown, and I did it for several months, and then I think my last video that I uploaded was in October of 2020, and I think that was Mexican Gothic. I think I did, was it that? I think that was it. And then I just stopped. I just kind of got burnt out. Work remote was crazy. And then trying to keep up with videos and editing, which I do not like editing. And I didn't want, and I tried to start a book club, and then I felt myself pressed to read the books. And so then I wasn't having as much fun with it. So I didn't want my love of reading to be ruined because trying to make a channel and just doing too much, so I just took a break. But for a while now I've been having this urge to start back because I just love books and I do love to talk about them. I might kind of take some different approaches with the channel and in the way that I even approach talking about the books. And I'll probably be talking about some other things as well, and I'll talk about that later. So I'm not going to catch up too much on my life right now. One big thing is I moved actually across the country. So I moved from Washington State to Georgia within the last couple of months. And it's going to kind of explain why I'm going to have this video be about my large stack of Book of the Month books that have not been open. Well, not technically been open. So first, I gotta give a little backstory. I have some since February February of this year. So I hadn't opened them. We started house hunting in February from across the country. We started, really working with our realtor, working with loan people, still working. If anybody knows how that process goes, and then relocating and packing and movers and shipping, I mean, just everything. I've been so busy. Me and my family have been so busy that I didn't even really have time to open my boxes. Plus, I have a ton of TBR books anyway, and that's another video for another time. There was no need to open the boxes because I still have tons of books that I need to read anyway. But with all that said, let's just get started with the books that I have from Book of the Month. We'll call this my Book of the Month book haul from the beginning of the year. So first, I'm just going to start with February. This is my box. And I opened them because, well, for one, I opened them because I needed to remember what month they were from. And then two, I had this little fear of bugs. And so I was scared that there's kind of some more bugs here in Georgia. And so I was really scared that I'm going to open a box and something was going to jump out. And I didn't want to do that on the film, even though I thought, that would kind of be quite entertaining for everybody. But let's just start with February. So my February selection. First, they always give you these awesome bookmarks. And this one, hope you can see it. It says, "Put me in, coach." So these books definitely want to be put in. And the book that I chose was The Writing Retreat. And this is a mystery thriller, I believe. And it's by Julia Bartz. And I'm excited to read it. Anything about writing and retreat, I love it and I want to read it. So yeah, I want to read it. But this is giving a lot of winter vibes. So I'm going to probably save this for winter time. And with this book, I also got, I was able to do what's called an add-on. And I'll tell you a little bit more about Book of the Month in a moment. But so the add-on was Black Cake. And I've been wanting to read this book, and I was so happy Book of the Month had this. So I chose this as an add-on. This wasn't a one for February 2023. In fact, I think this book was from 2022. And this book is by Charmaine Wilkerson. I've heard great things about this book. I'm excited to read this one. So that's February. And so then it goes to April. So you can skip books or boxes with Book of the Month, and there's no problem with that. And so what happens is you get a credit, and you can get two books the next time, and you can really get more, but just saying you can get two books for your credit for book of the month. And so this is April, so I skipped March. And this bookmark, so cute. Hope you can see it. Responsibilities are overrated. Yes, they are, because I would rather be reading. And the book that I chose for this is one, I believe this is an Oprah book club pick. It's either Oprah or Reese Witherspoon. Hello, Beautiful. I believe it's Oprah. And it's by Anne Napolitano. I'm sorry if I messed that up, but that's the book. Nice cover. And then the other book that I chose was romantic comedy. And let me just get a better view of this. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this. This is by Curtis Sittenfeld. And I've heard great things about this book. Of course, it's called Romantic Comedy, and it is a romantic comedy. And Hello, Beautiful, I believe that's literary fiction. The next book was in May, and this book is, I'm really excited about this book. This is a thriller or a mystery or something like that. It's a thriller, and it's called The Last Word. It's by Taylor Adams. I'm sure anybody that's into mystery has heard of this one. It's where a reader gives an author a poor review on the book, and then I guess the author comes for them. So I can't wait to read this one. This is giving some cozy vibes too. It looks wintry, but I might have to bring this into fall, so because I want to hurry up and read this. And the cute bookmark they supplied is this, and I don't know if you can read that, but it says, here's to 100 months of the best new books. And so this is where they had hit triple digits book of the month. So next we have July. So I was getting books even in the new house before we were even unpacked. So fully unpacked, I should say. And then this bookmark says, I'm in my villain era, excuse me. And this is an awesome book by one of my favorite authors. It's called The First Ladies, and it is by Mary Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. Victoria Christopher Murray is one of my favorites. I believe this is historical fiction. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it is, and it's about two first ladies. And there's way more to it, but you can look that up. I haven't read it yet, but I already want to suggest you read it just because. And then last but not least, this is the August one. So this is August. I'm caught up now. And this says, my books think I'm cool. If nobody else thinks I'm cool, my books do. And that might be all that matters, right? So this book is a thriller, I believe, as well. I love Book of the Month. The Book of the Month has so many great thrillers. And this one is by Lisa Jewell, and it's called None of This Is True. So again, one to look up. I don't want to read all of it, but I'm just going to read a blurb. When a famous podcaster interviews a stranger promising to divulge the story of a lifetime, secrets emerge that threaten to expose the truth of the lives they've both worked hard to project and protect. So that's this one from August. And so for those that may not know about Book of the Month is a book club. And it is the best book club that I've ever been a part of. What I love about it is every month you can get a book for like, a hardcover book for like $15.99. If anybody goes to some of our retailers, you know that they can cost a lot more than that. So you're getting a great price for books. And also, your first book is only $9.99, so that is awesome. Another thing about book of the month is you can skip a month and there's no penalty. So you can skip a month and not pick a book, and there is no penalty for that. You can just order a book the next month or order 2 books since you didn't use your credit from the last month. The other great thing about the book of the month is they have tons to choose from. So every month they have about between 5 and 7 or 5 and 8 or something like that, books that you can choose from. And they can be literary fiction, historical fiction, non-fiction, memoirs, YA, thriller, comedy, romantic comedy, romance. So all types of genres. And another awesome thing about them is they often have new authors, so they give them that promotion that new authors would love. So there's some debut authors on there that you may not have heard of, and then you have that opportunity to read their books. Another thing is that they not only have new authors that they promote, but they just promote books that you may not have normally been interested in. So you go through, kind of read read what they're about, and then you're like, I think I want to try this out. So sometimes I'm reading things that normally I wouldn't just go to the bookstore and pick up. So they really bring books to my attention that I may not have heard of or something like that. So that's why I love Book of the Month. And I keep trying to stop and just kind of give myself a break from ordering them, but they have such great selections that I keep doing it. Anyway, I don't want to make my first video back too long. I have so much to talk about. I'll start talking about my writing experience on this channel. I've had a couple of books published and one just recently in January. I wanted to talk about my writing experience, maybe even start sharing some writing tips. And also, I want to start sharing things about communication, and I think that all ties in with reading, because reading is a way that communicates to us. It kind of communicates to our heart, our soul, and I think that it helps us become better communicators. But also, I'm a communication professor, so I want to kind of start sharing things about communication and how we can apply that to our daily lives to enrich our relationships and maybe even help us in our professional lives. And that's kind of the things I want to go towards, but definitely books are going to be one of the main things. But I might take a long time to read a book, so there might not be a lot of content on what, I might not read 7 books in a month or anything like that. I'm more of a slower reader. In fact, the current book that I'm reading, I've been reading since, goodness, April or something, but I told you I've been busy, so I've been in the biggest book slump like ever. But anyway, I'll talk about that book when I'm finished, hopefully soon. And so I'm just excited about all the things that I have planned. Hopefully I can keep this channel up this time. Thank you for listening and watching, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and please like this video. With that said, you all just be blessed and be book nerdy.